Hi, it is now time to look at the third volume of Masnavi through one chosen excerpt, the covers from the book. It will reveal yet again more of what Rumi stood for. So, without further ado, let's go to the poem. It is hope and anticipation that invite one to any calling. Even for those who get to the point of exhaustion in their career, even those every morning when they go about their vocation do this in the hope, the anticipation of earning a living. If you do not have that anticipation, how are you going to continue? If you instead have a fear of deprivation, how can you stay strong? The fear of deprivation is rooted inside us since the dawn of time, which can easily make you unwilling in every endeavor. But you tell yourself, regardless of the fear of deprivation, the determinant of lethargy is more devastating. So you say, my hope is put into making efforts, since the risks of lethargy are more serious. Then why, when it comes to your beliefs, you forget about this fear of detriments? Or it may have escaped your lethargic notice that people of faith are mostly benefiting from the word. So they left their worldly vocation and the dusk of their life at the dusk of their life as if they have jewels, since in the marketplace we call living, they made the biggest profits. So that was the poem. And before going into a review and interpretation of the poetry excerpts, I really appreciate it if this kind of content are of your liking. Like the video and share my videos and subscribe to the channel and even ring the notification bell so you get notified. And if you find these videos helpful, buy me a coffee. The link for that is in the description. This is an interesting excerpt, obviously showing the spiritual ontology of Mowlana as well as his still vaguely present tendencies towards institutionalized religion, in his case Islam. Although we also see signs of him trying to break free from that and get closer to his humanistic teleology. This time it is not exactly a parable, but a didactic poem arguing almost logically and allegorically about something. And his allegory is one's calling in life and their vocation, and how most of us put effort in it, mostly because we are afraid of the detrimental effects of not making a living and for the anticipation of both material and non-material rewards. Speaking of not making a living, don't forget to buy me a coffee. This is my Mowlana makes sure to convey this point that without a hope for the better, and a fear of the worse, we would live life in complete idleness. But that is not usually the case. Quite the contrary, we usually put so much effort in the material aspects of our lives. We know that lethargy is more detrimental than the ennui that comes with lack of effort in life, and that is the source of many of our endeavors. Mowlana then asks the main rhetorical question, making us think about his main point. Why then we do not put the same amount of effort into following our beliefs? I want to take some time and talk about the word he has used in Persian. His word is din, which is modern Persian. In modern Persian, it means religion, yet it is a later meaning assigned to the word. In its root, the word din in pre-Islamic Persian, also known as Middle Persian or Pahlavi language, means the way of righteous life, a creed, a set of beliefs or similar ideas. So we also can say with good amount of certainty that Rumi was familiar with ancient Iranic beliefs, since we can see and find many traces of those spiritual systems in Mowlana's own worldview. In ancient Iranic traditions, din is not the whole of the religion, but a part of it, mostly the belief system and the rituals. So in my translation, I used the word beliefs instead of religion, but a modern Persian speaker may read this poem and interpret the word as religion. Although I personally can bring forth an educated reasoning that Mowlana, with his pantheistic worldview, is not talking about any institutionalized religion here, I leave it open for the interpretation again, for you, whether you want to understand it like me, as any kind of belief, or as a defined religion, most probably Islam. But going back to the rhetorical question he asked, why, when it comes to your beliefs, you forget about this fear of detriments? Maulana Rumi's point here is that people of faith, people who have a belief system, with my personal interpretation, a belief system of any nature, are benefiting from the word more than those who do not put any effort in understanding the hidden aspects of the word. Those aspects that are not detectable by science or other means of understanding, just by spirituality. Here we see his spiritual ontology again, as well as another piece of our puzzle, making effort into finding the right set of beliefs, whatever they may be. From here, I leave you until we meet again with the fourth excerpt from the fourth volume of Masnavi.